This video covers Chapter 7 in our Digital Marketing Analytics book for BA 375 Online Marketing. Chapter 7 is a look at return on investment. So, return on investment is any money that we make minus the cost of our investment divided by the investment. It's a percentage amount where we look at how much money did we make versus how much money we spent. So, did we actually make more money than we spent? This is complicated in digital marketing, especially as we spend across multiple channels. We have multiple touch points with our customers, and it's really difficult to measure exactly what individual things contributed to sales. So instead of the traditional return on investment calculation, digital marketers have created their own ways to measure. First is return on engagement. So, return on engagement looks at the effect of our digital marketing on engagement rates. So, audiences have multiple options for demands on their attention. You have multiple platforms that you can be on, you have multiple things that you can do on the internet. So, if you are giving a brand your attention, the brand should take advantage of that and be happy that they're getting your attention. Of course, engagement measures vary from platform to platform. An example on Facebook would be adding the number of shares, likes, and comments, and then dividing them by the total number of page likes or fans or followers. So, for example, if most of our posts get 276 comments or likes, but we have a million fans or followers, we don't have a very high engagement. The criticism of return on engagement is that engaging with social media posts does not mean that that customer is spending money with us. It doesn't exactly mean that we are getting a sale from that engagement. The next is return on influence. This is different for every brand and product. The two major attributes of influence are reach and resonance. So, what conversations or content with significant visibility? What is our reach? And then, what's our resonance? How are we connecting with people emotionally? It's difficult to measure unless we create custom links for each influencer. So, how do you know exactly which influencer is sending sales your way? The fan follower calculation is flawed because not all fans are created equal. So, just because an influencer has a million followers doesn't mean that that influencer is going to result in more traffic than, say, an influencer with 5,000 followers. There's a video for this week on and a reading about the different kinds of influencers and how they can be used in marketing. But it is helpful in determining the brand opinion and the customer behavior. Then return on experience. Return on experience attempts to quantify the value of a brand interaction with your audience. So example would be, individual customers who share, but it's difficult to track the impact of that share on sales. So say one person can share a tweet or a Facebook post, but if that one person only is connected to 5 other people, what is really your impact on sales? However, if they're really close influence on those 5 people, you might generate 5 new sales, where another person who shares might have 10,000 followers, and which means you have a higher likelihood of increased sales, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to generate sales from that interaction. But it can lead to improved KPIs. Return on experience is much better suited to a long-term measurement versus short-term measurement. The book talks about top-down revenue measurement. The next couple of items that we're going to discuss come out of the Social Media ROI Cookbook. So this is a book looking at different ways that brands can measure the ROI of social media activities. So first we're going to talk about anecdote. So anecdote analysis is a relationship between digital social media signals and sales. This example is, say, one person posts on social media that they are car shopping. A sales member responds and says, I see that you're looking for a car. Here's a link to my website. Let me know if I have any questions. This creates an opportunity for a sale and should obviously be tracked. Does that customer then click on that link in response to the post? It takes a lot of resources to find these opportunities. You need to have either a social listening tool or someone looking for those posts to take advantage of being able to respond to them. Correlation analysis is looking to establish a relationship between two variables so we can identify patterns in behavior. Nice typo, I'm missing the N on this slide. So we're trying to identify patterns in behavior. This can help us establish a relationship between specific digital marketing tactics and the sales that are being generated. This, of course, requires data collection abilities and analysis skills. We have to have the tools that are collecting this data, and then we have to have somebody who can read the data. And A/B multivariate testing analysis. So this looks at a particular hypothesis and then uses multivariate systems to calculate. It's most commonly used to test market perception. So what do you think of these? This is a very good insight into how our marketing tactics are affecting our business outcomes, but it requires a deep knowledge of statistics to be calculated. Now that we've gotten past the top down, we talk about the bottom up revenue measurement methods. These are also from the Social Media ROI Cookbook, as mentioned in Chapter 7. So the bottom up ways that we talk about are linking and tagging, integrated, and direct commerce. These methods are a little bit easier to track than previously mentioned methods. So linking and tagging is where we apply a special link, a tag, or a cookie to a site to track the source of conversion. For example, this is using a unique link in every post so that we know exactly when a person clicks through a post where they came from. So we can use a short link, such as a URL that has been shortened by a tool like Bitly, cookie, which is data stored in a web browser, but the issue with cookies, of course, we know is that they are increasingly being regulated, and users have the option to opt out of them. And an ROI tag is becoming more and more popular. And this is an HTML tag that we can put on ads to see where they're coming from. The next is an integrated approach. So this is where we use specific properties to use a user's activity, such as an app. So we force users to enter information for us. And if we send them a coupon through an app or through a text message, we can track the redemptions. The downside of an integrated approach is that it's specific to whatever platform you're using. So you have to create something new for every single platform. And then the direct or social commerce approach. So the direct approach involves creating a marketplace on the specific social media platform. So I would create a shop on Facebook and a way for you to purchase on Facebook. And I would create a shop through Instagram and a way for you to purchase through Instagram. in order to really track where those people are coming from. Some of the issues with that are, of course, it requires multi-channel marketing. And then what if there are new media networks that are being developed that you're not on yet? How are customers turned to search? So they might go to a search engine first and type in keywords instead of coming directly to us on any content platform. Customer driven content. This is a new content model approach. So if we have content actually created by customers or being customer driven, that actually creates the highest conversion rate for sales. So rather than us creating content, we're going to generate more sales if we convince our customer to generate content. Different approaches for retail. So looking at our retail mix, at our different brands within our company, and we might have a different mix for different geographical regions. It helps us to do more effective media planning. So this goes back to chapter 6. Once we do a full social media analysis, we can know which platforms we should focus on, especially with different kinds of content. And then the three-tiered approach to measuring digital marketing effectiveness. So how do we measure effectiveness? What is our impact of each channel? So what is our engagement? It can be measured by engagement. It can just look at individual campaigns. Measuring our efficiency. So organic reach, organic reach is becoming less and less common, and more we have to pay for the reach that we're getting. So every activation that we do requires some level of paid media promotion in order to really get it out. So common efficiency measures are cost per engagement, cost per view, and cost per acquisition. And then we would also look at the return on media investment. So what is our reach? How many people are sharing? What is our website traffic? What is our engagement? And then what is our search activity? How is our keyword search activity? These are all different ways that we can try to lock down how much money that we are making as a return on our investment. It's difficult to measure across a lot of different categories, and then trying to even decide how much of it is coming from online activity versus offline activity. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in chapter 8. That is chapter 7 from Digital Marketing Analytics.